All right, so I'm with Trevon Dawson, Team Adam, and he looks so happy to get a country singer. What was it like watching it back maybe almost a year later, seeing just the relief on his face and then everyone just encouraging him? And then how did you feel in that moment?
Ooh, it was a huge relief just for myself. Like I was so pumped for the blind audition day, and I truly believe that the only thing that saved me that day was push-ups and prayers. We're actually going to get that on a t-shirt. And it is really crazy. When I seen that he turned, it was like a huge relief for me. And I think I only got one chair turn. I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm still in the comp. But then once I found out that it was the very last seat, oh my Lord, dude, I like all the the burden that I've been feeling just like swept away.
That's amazing. I was going through a bunch of your comments on social media, and you're really kind. You reply to as many people as you can as far as the comments. And someone was saying, "I wish my daughter had your confidence on stage." And you replied, "Quote, it's all about the passion to do it." Trevin, can you just talk about the passion that keeps you moving and the hard work? Where did you get both of those qualities from?
So great question by the way. So the hard work, that just comes from like how I was raised. I was raised in a very work-driven family. Like I've been on the construction side. I've been on the construction side ever since I was 5 years old. Of course, then I wasn't doing nothing other than picking up sticks. But that gave me the drive to do whatever I really wanted to do. But when it came to the passion of music, my a lot of my family has been in music, and it just kind of always stuck with me. And I've listened to the people on the radio, like I always used to listen to Blake Shelton, Garth Brooks, Brooks and Dunn, Chris Stapleton. They were all like big idols of mine, and I was like, man, I want to be that. I want to be the guy on the radio that you're singing along to. That would be so cool. And then when it really became like a super passionate place with me is when I was actually going through a hard time because I didn't really know who I was, where I was going in life. But country music just kind of found me, and my first guitar was actually my sister's. But she never played it, and I just like picked it up a couple times, and I went into a room, and I was legit like, okay, so this is mine now. You never play it, I always play it. So that's how I got my first guitar, and then it just grew from there. Like the passion it just, it just grew, man.
This is just a sort of a left turn. I was looking at your YouTube channel as well, and maybe 8 months ago, you did a wonderful version of Simple Man. What was that whole location like? How did you set that up? I thought it was a great location and it was a great rendition.
Thank you so much. I highly appreciate it. The location, there are some really good friends of mine, Root Family Farms, and that was their newer location that they just recently bought there. And yeah, we just had a flatbed trailer, and we just hooked everything up and just played for the people. It was an Easter thing, I do believe, and it was really fun the whole night. The band was awesome, on point. The crowd was amazing. They all interacted. It was awesome.
Trevin, with your hard work and whatnot, I just wonder, reflecting on your experience on The Voice, being with Team Adam, the battles are coming up pretty soon, I guess, on television. What is the biggest lesson you've learned as an artist?
As an artist, like the biggest lesson that I've learned so far, is calm your nerves. Calm your nerves and don't let them get the best of you. Because when they do, that is when it gets really tough. And also go with the flow and don't be afraid to be vulnerable in the fact of, okay, well, this changed, that's fine. Or like don't be vulnerable to open up to your feelings. Like you have to go with the flow and you have to really be maneuverable.
Yeah. So what has it been like getting the feedback from your fans from before and your new fans right now from The Voice and just taking them all in? Is it a lot to take? And maybe it's all good because you're still scrolling through the comments, your overall reaction to that.
Yeah, with that, man, like all the new followers, shout out to them. Thank you guys so much. I love all the love and support. I always try my best to comment to everyone that I can, but it's kind of hard with 19,000 people trying to comment on all your videos. Um, but with that, like it is giving me the confidence booster that I really need, that I was needing for a while there. Like when I was going on to The Voice, I think I had like 9,072 like natural followers, and I thought that that was kind of hard to keep up with. Um, but then I got like a shock of reality when it was 11,000. I was like, oh, okay, wow, this is completely different than what I thought. But it has given me the confidence booster that I need to keep going, and it's showing me that I'm doing something right with what I've been putting into this.
So a lot of people are probably asking you, what have you learned from Adam? I want to know what you've learned from your dad. I saw a TikTok with you and your dad singing, I believe in the car, in the vehicle,
Hmm.
and he has just a kick-ass voice.
Oh
And
yeah.
you talked about being on the construction site since you were 5. What have you learned from him, and how have you applied it to what you do on a daily basis? Because I'm sure, obviously, you know, he's such an important part of your life, I'm assuming.
Yeah. My dad and what I've learned from my dad is pretty much everything. All of the construction that I know, like I can walk to a house and tell you like that is not right. Okay, that looks good. That's mediocre. Like I've learned all that from my dad. And my singing, all of my vocals, that is also my father. I think one of the only things that my dad hasn't taught me was guitar. But my dad is such a huge inspiration in my life because I see him grind every single day. And that like also gives me the motivation to be like him in that aspect and get the mindset to be able to grind every single day, but also to make the time for your family.
That
And
constru I'm sorry, that construction business, has that led to that work ethic and the discipline and maybe the focus? Because I see you on the socials, you keep on putting out music, and it's not just the putting out the music, it's the work you put in
yeah.
before you actually put the video in. Is that the stuff you learned on a day-to-day grind basis as a worker on a construction site?
Oh yeah, 100%. If you're not striving and trying to do your best to be the best employee there, then it's you're just another guy on the construction site. So like when I would see my dad, like my dad learned a lot of like the maintenance stuff from like YouTube and stuff like that. My dad was always on the construction side as well. Um, but I actually forgot the question.
Oh, just how? Oh, no worries.
Sorry.
No worries. Working on construction since you were 5, even though you were picking up sticks, like you were saying, has that? I'm sure that has led you to become the artist you are because you're you're laser focused, and I'm sure it gives you the
Mhm.
tools to be disciplined as opposed to like playing video games for 12 hours and not working on your music. Is that a correct
Oh yeah.
analysis? Yeah.
100%, 100%. Like when it comes to like being on the construction site ever since I was 5 and learning from my father and really watching him, it's a huge thing because it has truly made me the person that I am today. Like instead of being on video games for 12 hours, I'm on my guitar for 13.
Not, and then the other hours, maybe the rest of the 11 hours, you're at places like the Sedalia Moose Lodge. What was that like experience a week ago? And I'm sure over in the coming months and weeks, are you going to be traveling with your music on all different locations?
Oh yeah, man. We got gigs all the way in Colorado. Like it's gonna be amazing. I can see this next year going like we're gonna travel some. Like kind of out of Missouri. But for the Moose Lodge, that's actually in my hometown. Well, that's where my job is, or my job was. The Moose Lodge, yeah, that was an amazing time. I got there a little late, but one thing I did learn from The Voice is that anticipation. Everybody's like, "Oh, when's this guy coming? When's the guy coming? When's the guy coming?" And it's like I wasn't meaning to be late, but it just happened like that because I had band practice beforehand. Um, but when we got down there, we just focused on having a good time. Cedar Creek, amazing band. Love Daryl. He's the lead singer for Cedar Creek. They're just an amazing band and amazing people. So it was a fantastic night.
Yeah. Speaking of amazing people, Team Adam is really strong this season. What's it like working with Team Adam? And I guess in the big picture, just meeting so many different artists on The Voice who are from different disciplines. That must mean a lot to you because I'm sure from this
Yeah.
experience, you've had maybe possible lifelong friends. So,
Oh yeah, 100%. Jay Lynn is like my greatest friend. Also Lucia, holy crap, me and her are like this. She is amazing. Me and Lucia probably had like we hung out more because me and her were mainly by the pool and stuff like that. Team Adam this year is like really crazy strong, and I am so privileged to be able to work with the artists that I'm going to be able to work with this year.
final couple questions, Trevin. So, I'm not a big country music fan, but after listening to your music and your stuff on the socials, I'm gonna start diving into country music. It's an impossible question, but can you name one of your favorite country albums, an album that continues to inspire you today, and what makes it unique for you?
Yes, I actually can. Chris Stapleton, Higher. It is it's one of his newer albums, but if you just look up Chris Stapleton and listen to his music, you'll instantly fall in love. um his just like I remember growing up listening to Chris Stapleton, and it is just he has truly been my true blue inspiration to everything music. Because like with mine and his voice, like I'm not gonna say that we're super similar, but I can sing some of his songs. And he is the person that I'm like, okay, like this is who I mainly style my voice as. Like I can sing Garth Brooks and I can sing Brooks and Dunn, but Chris Stapleton is my go-to guy.
And final couple of questions is when people on the comments ask you, where did you get that crisp and rasp in your voice? Is that natural or is it something that it took you years to perfect?
It's actually natural, but at the same time, it takes years to perfect. Like I didn't wake up and I was like an amazing singer one day. Um, I actually used to be a super high pitched singer, but I would have like a little bit of rasp. But once like, my voice got deeper and all that jazz, like I could do different things with it and I could hit more rasp. But rasp is actually, for me, it's a natural thing, but it's kind of hard to control sometimes because I can get into my higher register. And when I get in there, you'll still hear like rasp when I'm not trying to do it.
No, it's amazing. And final question is when people ask you, whether it's DM or message you or just in person, when they ask you advice on how do I get on the voice? What are the key elements for me trying to go for the voice? What kind of advice do you give them? And again, thanks for your time.
Of course. The advice that I would give them is to stay patient. And if it doesn't happen the first time, try again next year. Because I auditioned for The Voice twice, I believe. But I also auditioned for America's Got Talent and American Idol. Um, but I didn't get on to those other ones. But the keep trying, dedicating your time to that and your practice of music, and you will get there. And you just need to go. You just need to do it. Like if you're hanging on that ledge, just let go and fall in.
And last question, again, very last question. You said push-ups and prayers. How do both of those elements really help you in your life? Is that what you said in the beginning? So,
Yes. So push-ups and prayers, like I said, like in the blind auditions, um, your adrenaline gets really pumping, right? And you're like, "Ooh, let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay." Well, you take that on stage, then you're like, it's almost like you're rapping. You're supposed to sing country music. You're going so fast in your head that you don't realize how fast you're going out here. So you have to really calm it down. So when you do push-ups and prayers, prayers just brings me closer to God. That's just a personal preference to me, where it brings me to a calm state of mind. And push-ups, I love doing push-ups, so I do push-ups to take that adrenaline rush down. And when I get on stage, I'm calm, I'm collected, I can do what I need to do, like how I was doing in my blinds. I was talking to this person. I went over here, I started talking to this person. Adam turned around. I looked at him and started talking to him. It's crowd interaction, and it's seeing how you everybody pays attention to you and how you perform. So you just need to keep that in mind.
Trevin, it was a pleasure interviewing you, and thanks again for rescheduling. Good luck on The Voice, and most importantly, good luck moving forward. I will definitely follow your music.
Thank you so much.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.